Like the guy who watches Simpsons back in 1994 and won't admit the darn show isn't funny anymore. Although they need to give that show a break. I mean, they just need to end that series. Anyway, and everyone and anyone who ever made me ticked. Made them ticked, made them really, really ticked. I got them on the list, and none of them will be. He's got them on the list, he's got them on the list, and none of them be miss. None of them be miss. What? You were shocked that I continued on singing while the show was over? Anyway, it's just like what I said. I got a list. So, today's show I'm going to be doing, folks, it's going to be my top 10 list. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this top 10 list. Because I played this one game, this one video game. Of course, some of you have remembered me reviewing it years back. You see, when my head code was acting really weird, and I couldn't get out of the house or anything, I stayed at home because my head code was really bad. I just stayed at home and I was playing this Mass Effect Trilogy. And I did something really different in this game, in this sci-fi role-playing game. And if any of you want to see my review of Mass Effect, you should stop this video, or better yet, how about, hey, I got a better idea. How about I can send you a link of my review of Mass Effect down here? So if any of you want to see my review of Mass Effect, you can go down here. I haven't tried Andromeda yet because still don't have a PS4 yet. I mean, I do have one, but it's not working, so I need to get myself a new one. Anyway, as I was saying, I was playing this game and I did something different. My Shepherd I played in this game, I decided to play this entire game as a female. But not just any female. I decided to make my Shepherd be a female and let her be Asian. What? None of you never decided of playing Shepherd as a white guy, or playing Shepherd as Asian, or playing Shepherd as a black guy, or any cultural appearances like they made in this game. So, it's true. I played this game all over again as a female, and I made her look Asian. And you want to know what her name is? Her name is Hair Mulan Shepherd. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Mulan movies. And if any of you want me to review Mulan in due time, I'm waiting for June to come up, because you know what that means in June, another Asian month, where I review all Asian films. Anyway, as I was playing this game of Mass Effect as a female Asian shepherd, I thought to myself, aren't there any Asian video game characters in video games that we ever played? I mean, I know that they made some Asian fighters, both men and women, but I want to focus more on the females, strong female types who are also Asian. So therefore, I have a top 10 list. So I made a list of all female Asian video game characters in the video games. And bear in mind, this is my own opinion. So, anybody who has a disagreement with me, this is my show, and I do whatever I want. Nah, 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 nah. Anyway, before I get to the top 10 list, I think it's time for me to do an honorable mention. Because she didn't make the list, but all the fans like her in this video game. So, the only person I'm going to announce on honorable mention is none other than Clementine from Walking Dead. Now, normally I don't like to play zombie video games. I mean, I'm not that I mean, if you remember my Night of the Living Dead review, my throat gets a little raspy. Anyway, drinking my Doctor Who mug, my favorite mug. I love this mug. And I love drinking tea out of it. I wish I have Earl Grey. Anyway, back to the thing. You see, I hardly play any zombie video games. I mean, I tried Resident Evil, it was pretty fun. Really creepy, but fun. But when it comes to zombies and video games and... Sounds like somebody's doing something illegal again. Oh well. Anyway, or maybe there might be another zombie breakout again. I hate that. Anyway, when it comes to zombie video games, I prefer shooting zombie video games. Those are the ones I like the most. Me and my grandma. Heck, my grandma and I love playing zombie shoot 'em up games. Like, anytime if grandma says, want to kill some zombies with me? I'll be like, yeah, sure. And me and my grandma, we always shoot our guns against zombies. That should make a really good zombie movie. A grandmother and a grandson killing zombies. Anyway, back to the character, Clementine. Now, she was from the Walking Dead series, from Tall Tale Games. The company that made it. She started out as a little girl who gets rescued by this black convict guy, who's becoming more like a father figure towards her, until the end of the game, where he gets infected, and he wanted her to kill him before the infection gets to him, and he'll eat her. So Clementine decided to kill him. And then when they made Walking Dead video game Season 2, it picked up where the game left off, where you play Clementine. And throughout the game, at first you start out as Clementine started out as a helpless character, but throughout the entire game, she became she became very brave, and, she became really brave, very smart, learned a lot from the hero in the first game. Except I couldn't make heads or tails about her family. So for those of you who play the Walking Dead games, please explain to me about Clementine's parents, because I want to know. So this is the honorable mention of Clementine from Walking Dead. Well, since the honorable mention is out of the way, it's time for me to get to the numbers. Now this one is from that fighting video game called Soul Calibur. You know, I break them into two. Some of them are fighting video game. Some of them are from fighting video games, and some of them are quest-based. So bear with me. Now, coming in number 10. Coming in number 10, from the video game Soul Calibur, it's none other than Talim from Soul Calibur 2. Now, why I picked her, because I played Soul Calibur 2. Much of my surprise, there are different types of guests on Soul Calibur. I mean, if you play Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox, the special guests they have in that game is Spawn from the Image Comics. And on the GameCube, on Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube, they have Link from Legend of Zelda. And on Soul Calibur 2 on the PS2, like the one I got, you got Hirohashi Mishima from Tekken. And that's one thing I kind of like about Soul Calibur, is because they always have special guests. I mean, heck, they had What's-His-Head from, Assassin's Creed. And before that, it was Darth Vader and Yoda. And sometimes, when I get a sequel of another Soul Calibur game, I like to make the characters look exactly like the special guests. It's my thing. But why I choose Talim, because she was the only female character I really, really like in the Soul Calibur game. her and those two clubs with blades on the side that she swings them around. And even I like what she says. She says, "You could do this, Tali. Believe in yourself." But I do have a problem about the sequels. You see, folks, Talim only appeared in Soul Calibur 2, but in the rest of the game, she gets replaced. And you want to know one thing really different about her? Talim is from the Philippines. That's right. She's a first Filipino video game character in a fighting video game. And now they just, have her replaced by somebody else? That's mutiny, if you ask me. That's stupid. But Talim from Soul Calibur 2. If you don't have the game, check it out yourself. And you'll probably agree with me about Talim. And why I didn't mention about that ninja, I didn't find her that interesting. Now, coming in number 8, it's none other than Faith Connor from Mirror's Edge. I told you not all of them are fighting characters. Now, I have to say, she is the first Asian American character in video games. And on her story, she's from the city where her sister, who is a decent cop, gets blamed for something she didn't do. So what she's doing is trying to clear her sister's name. And throughout the entire game, you know what she does? She does parkour. You know, those dangerous stunts people who climbs buildings and climbs and jumps from one building to the next without a safety net or anything. And throughout the game, I bet if you ever play this game and play this character, she's a really awesome character. And you get really dizzy jumping off the building and into the edge of the construction hook. So, Faith Connor on Mirror's Edge. Do any of you ever played her in a video game and get dizzy from all her stunts? I mean, I saw my brother play the game, and boy, it made my grandma really dizzy. Maybe I should try that game out one of these days. Now, coming in number 8, this one's from Tekken, so it's none other than Ling Senryu from Tekken. Believe it or not, this character was actually started out, she was a 12-year-old girl in a Tekken game, and the first Tekken game she appeared in was Tekken 3. But you got to admire this character, even though some people, it does kind of make you think of Chun-Li sometimes. And if any of you are going to be asking me, is she's going to be on the list? All in good times, my friend. All in good times. Just you wait. Anyway, Ling here is a very interesting character. She helps out our hero named Jin Kasama, who is kind of like touched by this mystical beast, and he has like this inner demon inside of him. And her goal, what she's trying to do, her and her pet panda, that's right, she has a pet panda bear. Imagine that. I mean, her Hashi Mishima, who has a pet grizzly bear, Ling here has a pet panda. And of course, her Hashi's pet grizzly bear has a crush on the panda bear. That's weird. And her goal here, her and her best friend, the panda, what they're trying to do is trying to beat the Tekken contest so she can be able to open up her own theme park. Huh. Imagine that. Joining up in a fighting tournament so you can be the owner of your own theme park. I guess that's how Walt Disney got his own theme park. He must have fought a bunch of guys who doesn't want any theme parks or anything. Maybe that's how Walt Disney became that strong. And Dang traffic. Anyway, and even there's some legends say that Walt Disney's not dead. Yeah, right. That's another conspiracy crap I don't believe in. Now, coming in on number 7, this is from another zombie video game that I did mention, and it's none other than Ada Wong from Resident Evil. Yeah, that's right. She appeared in Resident Evil, I think it was Resident Evil 3 or 4. Leave a comment down below if it is 3 or 4, for those of you who are Resident Evil fans. And for those of you who are not Resident Evil fans, those are zombie games, and you play a cop, and you're trying to fight your way out from hordes of zombies. But one thing about Ada Wong here is that she's not the main character in the game. You see, you don't even know if she's a double agent. You don't know if she's a good guy or a bad guy, but she does have a good heart because she always seems to save Leon Kennedy's life. And that's one of the characters in the game. So you never know if she's going to be a good guy or a bad guy. But she does help out any way she can during the zombie menace. So that's Ada Wong for you. Interesting, I have an Asian female character in a zombie game, huh? Interesting. Now, coming in number 6. And number 6, this one is the most gratuitous video game ever made, and it's none other than Katsumi from Dead or Alive. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Now, I never played Dead or Alive because I wasn't that interested in watching. Well, anybody who plays Dead or Alive will probably know that Dead or Alive, that fighting video game, has a very bouncy reputation, if you get what I mean. I mean, every time when a female fighter always keep posing or is trying to fight, I mean, their chest keeps bouncing like a bunch of balloons. But why I pick Kasumi in this list, it's not because how hot she looks in this outfit. It's because she has a background. In her story, she is a princess, and also she's a ninja. A princess ninja? Ain't that interesting. And hot. I like ninjas. And a princess? Dang. Anyway, her brother was murdered by the owner of the tournament called Dead or Alive, so therefore she participated in the tournament so she can get revenge on her dead brother. And even somehow, Ryu, not Ryu from Street Fighter, but Ryu, the ninja from that video game Ninja Gaiden, is somehow connected to the game. Like somebody is related to Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. Imagine that. Anyway, coming in number 5 is none other than Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. You saw what I did there, like the 12 Days of Christmas. 5 golden rings, Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. Anyway, one thing that's really interesting about this one, it's from this really popular video game called Beyond Good and Evil. In the video game, it's supposed to be in a parallel universe where Earth is sharing the planet with aliens who are animal-like. And this character named Jade, she's a photographer and an investigative reporter. She's a photographer and investigative reporter, so she kind of acts like a detective in this game. And in this game, she's trying to solve a conspiracy and mystery going on in her planet. And of course, there are some aliens who are being put as slavery and her kung fu instincts, yeah, kung fu instincts, just roll with it. Her and her kung fu instincts and her crime-solving skills, look who thinks she's Sherlock Holmes, is trying to figure out the conspiracy and battled against evil aliens who is trying to enslave the good ones. And a lot of people kept saying, when are they going to make a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil? Because everybody always seems to love the character, and everybody seems to love the game. So, Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. Aren't you glad I didn't pick the other Jade from another game? In which I'm going to be getting to. Now coming in number 4 is none other than Kitana from the Mortal Kombat series. That's right, I picked a Mortal Kombat character. And I know some of you are thinking, wait a minute, Michael. Kitana is from an alternate universe called Adenia. How can that qualify her as Asian? Well, if you paid attention to the story, if you paid attention to the video game, I mean, if you ever played Mortal Kombat Deception, you go to Adenia and the entire landscape look a lot, I mean, it looks very Asian. And of course, the way they created the people from Adenia, they look really, really Asian. So therefore, I say that Kitana, Adenia desperately count as Asian. And besides the name Kitana, that's really an Asian name. Even though it is named after a sword. But it still counts. So, Princess Kitana from Mortal Kombat. About time they have some princesses who kick some butt. And that there's a fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, coming in number 3 is none other than the great ninja Yuffie from Final Fantasy and the Kingdom Hearts games. Well, Final Fantasy VII, because since these Final Fantasy games, each sequel always tells a different story, like some sort of a anthology game. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. Why did I pick Yuffie instead of Tiva Lockhart? Tiva Lockhart is interesting, but I like Yuffie better. I mean, she's a ninja, she can kick butt, and I like that giant throwing star she has there. And of course, I find her to be a lot more interesting than Tiva Lockhart. And besides, I've been seeing her more on Kingdom Hearts, and I play Kingdom Hearts more than Final Fantasy. Although there are some Final Fantasy games I would like to try out. So anyway, the great ninja Yuffie. Who'd have thought a girl like her would be a ninja, huh? Anyway, coming in number 2 is another ninja, and this one's from a fighting video game, so it's none other than Mei Shiranyu from King of Fighters. And I know some of you are going to think I choose her because of her wittiness. Actually, she is one of those ninja clans. I mean, I heard that she is one of those ninja groups who has a unique art, not only stealth, but the art of distraction. That's why most of the female ninja, including Kasumi as well, they wear these outfits to distract their enemies. Why don't I ever met ninjas like them? They would have distracted me 24/7. Anyway, one thing that's interesting about her is that her fan hair is made of metal, so it's kind of bulletproof and probably cut your head off. Kind of like Kitana's fan, huh? And of course, she has these deadly skilled deadly skilled abilities, even though she was trained by an old master who's pretty much a dirty old man who always keeps groping her while he's training her. No, seriously, it's on the animated movies based from the game. King of Fighters. So, Mia from Kingdom Fighters. Whoever thought that female women who dress like ninjas like that can really distract you. Now, coming in number 1. Now, I saved the best for last. Number 1 is none other than Lara Croft from the Tomb Raiders game. That's right, folks. I say Lara Croft is the best Asian female character in the video game. I mean, I played Tomb Raider since PlayStation came out, and I got so intrigued by Lara Croft. Heck, I even had a huge crush on her. So, oh, hang on a second. What's that? What? Lara Croft's not Asian? I thought she is. The way they designed her and all? No? I thought she was. I thought she was Asian. Well, the reason why they pick Angelina Jolie is because they're whitewashing the character like they did with all the other Asian characters on movies based on video games and anime. So she's not Asian? Just a white British girl? I would appreciate if you didn't say, if you stopped calling them her traffic silicones. Her traffic cones. I just thought she was Asian. Or Asian British because of her British accent. Nope, just a white British girl? Man. And every time when I thought about a movie, I thought either any Asian actresses would be perfect to play her. She's not Asian, huh? Oh, well. Okay. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, folks. I thought Lara Croft was Asian, but she's not. She's just a white British girl. But the way they designed her eyes and her long dark hair and... Well... Although I could make one exception, though. I would put her on the honorable mention, but, since they told me, the number one female Asian character is none other than Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Now, before I played Tomb Raider, I have played Street Fighter, and, well, keep it a secret, I sort of have a crush on Chun-Li as well. But I always remember they're video games, they're not real. So, better stick with the real girl. But, anyway, I gotta give her credit where credit is due. Do you know that Chun-Li here is the very first female fighting video game they put in the Street Fighter game? I'm not kidding. I mean, the first time they made the first Street Fighter game, it was just all men, and most fighting games, all the fighters were all just male until Street Fighter changed that and had their first female fighter in it. And not only that she is a fighter, she's also a cop. So she have a bit of a detective skills. She works in Hong Kong, well, either Hong Kong or China police department. And what she does, her father gets killed by that evil ruler named M. Bison. So she is vowing vengeance on the death of her father, while at the same time trying to solve a few murder cases and such. And also help Guile and other members of Street Fighter defeat Evil Bison. So, number one is Chun-Li from Street Fighter. The best of the best. And that there is my top 10 Asian video game characters. So, did I just say a mouthful? Did I leave anybody out? Did I leave anybody out? Please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. Well, as for me, I'm gonna finish off this tea. And get home. Goodbye. So, this is Multi-Voice Reviewer telling to you folks, see you soon, and I hope you enjoy this top 10 video. Now, if all of you are wondering what am I going to be planning on my next review, who knows? I might review Scary Godmother or The Addams Family. And of course, I also have something planned for church, even though my church friends, they don't know if they're giving me a thumbs up about it or not, but I'm going to do a live review. So, I don't know if they're going to be okay in this or not. But I hope they would, because I like to do a live review with live people. So, this is Michael A. Grimm, also known as Multi-Voice Review, telling for you folks, see you soon. Oh, hello, Chun-Li. Oh, hello, Lorecraft. So, Multi-Voice Reviewer had a crush on me? And me? I am really, really surprised. Multi-Voice Reviewer have a huge crush on me. And me, do not forget. Oh, sorry. By the way, where's your spiky bracelet? Where are your spiky bracelets anyway? Oh, I take them off when I'm not fighting. Oh. What about you? You are carrying your guns. Don't you know some areas are very illegal for you to carry guns? Well, excuse me, Mr. Police Officer, but I'm an explorer, and you always be prepared. Prepared for what? A giant monster? Don't push it. Okay. Anyway, let's get out of here. Yeah, let's get out of here. Hey, is this thing on?